You're not growing on social media because you don't know what or who you are. You hear the terms influencer, content creator, and UGC content creator, and you start to think that they're all the same thing, but really they're not. And until you pick one, you're going to continue spinning your wheels. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why being an influencer and content creator is slowing your growth, what each of these terms actually mean, and how to pick the right lane and stick with it. I want to start off by talking about the biggest mistake I see people making. What is the biggest mistake I'm seeing? It's the script writing, especially in terms of the hooks. A lot of UGC creators are writing hooks like, if you're like me, and I'm sitting here like, okay, excuse me, sorry, who are you? And I'm not trying to be rude, but genuinely here, a person that's scrolling past TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, and they see your ad, but they've never seen your face before. They're thinking, who is this? And why am I going to be listening to this piece of content? What happens when someone like me, who has never seen a UGC creator use a hook like that? I'm probably going to scroll past it because I don't know you and I can't relate to you. And those styles of hooks only really work when you've built an audience and trust. People already know who you are. And that's not what UGC is, that's what an influencer does. Influencers have a community and an audience, and they're generally speaking to them. And when a UGC creator does it, it doesn't convert and feels very off. Now, I want to talk about the differences between an influencer and a content creator. Because yes, on the surface level, they look exactly the same, but no, they are quite different. The term content creator sounds very specific, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like a blanket or umbrella term. Generally, a content creator can just be anyone that creates content on the internet. But there are two specific types of content creators that I want to talk about today, which are influencers and UGC content creators. With an influencer, they have an audience and a community that is based around them. People follow them and they tune into their story because they love them, their personality, and their lifestyle. The currency here with influencers is trust. The influencer is a brand. Their personal brand is it. Then you've got UGC creators. They're hired for a specific purpose, which is generally to produce content for a brand. The content that UGC creators produce is usually posted on the client's accounts. There's no personal audience required because this type of creator, they haven't built a following like an influencer, and their goal is kind of different. A lot of their content is based on conversion. And the deliverables when it comes to UGC is the asset, so the video and not the person. To simply put it, when you're an influencer, a lot of the brands are paying to work with you because they're wanting you to create content in your tone of voice because you know what's best for your audience, and people are simply following you because they want to support you. Then you've got UGC creators. They're creating content in the tone of voice of the brand. They're creating content specifically tailored to the brand. Brands are also paying UGC creators for the content that they make, not their personality. So then this raises the question, why is doing both limiting your growth? Firstly, it confuses the audience. It's like the content pillar video that I made. When you have too many content pillars, you post about everything and anything. You don't have a consistent theme. Brands get confused. And if they're working on a campaign and they're wanting to work with foodie creators or travel creators, but they're seeing that you're posting all about skincare and then they see fashion content as well, they're going to think, okay, I don't think this is the correct creator that I'm going to want to work with. And if your content keeps pushing back and forth and they're seeing that your video style, of course you need to experiment with different styles. But if they're seeing that it's quite inconsistent or very different in its approach, then the audience gets very confused. They'll go, okay, why do I even need to follow this person? Secondly, it confuses the algorithm. The algorithm on most social media platforms right now is very search-based. They like to link a lot of the content that you're creating with the audience that is searching for the terms or the type of content that you're creating. But if you're creating lots of different content, which I've noticed on YouTube, on my personal channel, not the Estelia channel, YouTube is like, I don't know who to send this to. And I think there was about a month where a lot of my videos were only hitting 20 views. Thank goodness it's not there anymore. I think the algorithm knows who to send my content to. The algorithm is thinking, I want to push this content out to the best people or the best audience, but who are they? Another big reason why trying to be an influencer and a UGC content creator at the same time can slow your growth because it essentially just makes you feel so drained. Learning two different skills, that means you're your content strategy is different, and then splitting your focus in half means that your content only gets half of the love that it really deserves. I'm going half in, half out. Rosie, I get it now. How do I get clear on what I want to do and which lane I want to pick? The first thing I want you to do is audit your channel. Look at the last few weeks of content that you've posted. Is it based on you as a creator, your daily life? You're posting a lot of pervy content. This is what I do in my spare time. Or are you creating content that is very UGC based, where it's like, I'm posting content that solves a problem for a target audience? Just kind of gauge what type of content you've been posting. Is it more UGC style or is it more influencer style? And then the next thing I want you to do is answer this question honestly. In terms of monetizing your socials, do you want people to follow you as a person, or do you want to make content for brands to post on their page? And I'm not going to judge the answer. It really doesn't matter whether or not you want to be a UGC creator or influencer. It's just important to pick one. The next thing I want you to do is fix your scripting, especially hooks, like I mentioned before. If you're a UGC creator, make sure that your hook isn't saying, I'm this, or I that, or can you relate to me, because I can't relate to you. But if you are starting off with a relatable type of hook, could start off with, if you suffer with acne. See, that is worded so much more differently than, if you have acne like me, I don't know you. Just rewording it just so that when someone scrolls, they're more intrigued to listen. I'll give you another example of how a UGC creator can position their hooks. This hook would be for a fitness type of niche. You've done everything and you're still struggling to lose weight. Then you go into your body. This one here, you're going in and trying to solve the customer's problems. Influencer hooks, they could be important. Hooks are important in general, but I don't think they're as important compared to UGC ones, especially because a UGC creator, people don't know who you are, so you need to catch them really quick. Influencers, your audience is there. They're generally going to watch your content. A lot of the content that you make, you want to make it more organic and not too salesy. I've worked in influencer marketing for a few years now, and what I've noticed is that the ads that perform well are not too highly branded. And I don't mean that in a way where it's like you don't talk about the brand at all. Obviously, you need to highlight and spotlight the brand. But when the ad that you create is like a billboard, that's when I notice it doesn't perform that well. It needs to tie in organically with the type of content that you're already creating. And honestly, if you have the time and energy and want to do both, make 2 separate accounts. I personally wouldn't recommend this as someone who believes in not overworking and burning yourself out, and you're extremely passionate and you're thinking, I want to be an influencer and UGC creator. By all means, go shoot for the stars. But I think it's important to separate the channels. And the next thing that I want to talk about is locking in for the next 90 days. Make sure you pick one lane and go full steam ahead. And once you realize, I want to be an influencer instead, you lock in, you go all out on that type of content, you perfect your craft, and you're not burning yourself thin by confusing the algorithm and your audience. You'll start noticing that the numbers on your analytics will start to change in the best way possible, and potential inbounds will start to inbounding, if you know what I mean. There's a few things that I want to talk about first before you decide which lane you want to pick. Mastering one lane gives you the option to expand later. If you're a UGC creator, you've built your whole brand around being that, and later on people love your content, they love you and what you are known for, then it's a lot easier to expand or switch in the future. Rosie, what about the influencers that also do UGC? A lot of these creators, they've built an audience first already. Really, what they're doing right now is altering a lot of their posts to fit in the tone of voice of the customer. And if you're a beginner, I would actually recommend starting UGC first. You're completely new to the space, you haven't done content creation ever, and you don't have an audience, definitely start with UGC. I am not going to be like anyone else on the internet, and I think I googled it the other day. It did say you don't need any followers to become a UGC creator, but it's a lot harder to pitch yourself, and you can only send so many emails before Google thinks that you're a robot or a spam account, because you're just sending out a lot of emails and you're sending them with attachments of your portfolio because you don't really have anything else to go by. Having a dedicated social media account for your UGC page is important, especially for people that work in marketing like me. When I'm sourcing creators and you don't have socials and just the portfolio, for me, it doesn't really cut it. Maybe other agencies are different, but please, be on socials and don't fall into the trap of you need 0 followers. Maybe you don't need to because a lot of the brands are posting on their page, but how are the brands going to find you and how are you going to consistently make money from inbounds when you're reaching out all the time? Outbounds are great. It's also very tiring and you'll have to pitch so much and you're competing against so many other people. Having an account, even if it's small, helps so much when it comes to marketing agencies deciding on who they want to work with. And another reason why I would recommend beginners getting into UGC first instead of becoming an influencer, because it's much easier to get into, and building a cult-like following is so hard. Monetizing your skills as a UGC creator is a much simpler and quicker process. I think I got my first UGC deal with less than 500 followers. So no, I'm not going to say 0 followers. I had followers. And then what I want you to do is start scrolling on TikTok or Instagram. Start looking at the creators that you look up to. Think strategy, not just vibes and aesthetics. Notice that they tend to do this type of content and this one does really well. And I like how they do this type of hook. And when it comes to travel content, they do this and that. Make a note of all of that when it comes time for you to create your own content. And before you upload any post, make sure you ask yourself, am I showing up for my audience or am I delivering a post for a brand? And if that answer isn't really clear, then that post isn't ready to go live. Essentially, at the end of the day, the term content creator is an umbrella term. And the 2 types of content creators we talked about today are influencers and UGC creators. These content creators serve different purposes. They have a different approach to how they create content and they have different audiences. Creators that are simultaneously trying to be both are realizing that they're posting constantly and their page and career is going nowhere. So what you're going to do is pick a lane, be consistent, commit, and lock in. And if you want a deeper breakdown on how to become an influencer or how to become a UGC creator, that one is coming soon. Make sure you're subscribed to the Studio channel because more videos like this are coming soon. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!